Well, manga fans, I'm back with another video reviewing chapter 18, I think, of the Metaphor ReFantazio manga, which I thought would adapt the entirety of this story arc, but no. As you know, they skipped most of it. The manga just skipped most of the entire arc, only including the start of the element. And how drama being beheaded thing. It's the only thing that was kept from the arc. I don't know why they cut it down.
I thought you weren't going there.
You know them. Anyway. I don't know why I decided to skip it. Is it due to limited amount of chapters or something? They changed things around. Like, my gripes is like with the first arc being cut down. Like, because, well, I agree with this, but Strong Hokuba's powers being introduced in the second arc, like at the same time, really does not reflect their characters. Or why they earn those powers in the first place. So, yeah, got rushed. So, I know, I have a feeling this one's going to be rushed too. Anyway, let's get the story. So, we continue after Joanna's death. And think about what happened. Basically, they had to get out her wishes. Of course, that's when Goldo, who's not supposed to attack here in the game, is pissed and attacks him in broad daylight. Yeah, it's like there are people watching. You're just gonna let someone kill him? Oh wait, this one's fucked. Anyway, Goldo wasn't trying to kill the protagonist until later. He's a boss battle in this entirety of the arc that was skipped. But he may come back. So, like what happened in the game, is that now all the characters present. See the whole thing as well now. Will's now in the higher rank 20 in the 20s. Means he's protected by the kid's magic. Or Goldo went down, so he's not. Gonna be tied up. Luis is impressed with it. He's basically keeping an eye on him. Goldo escapes, surviving, suggesting he may come back later. Because, spoiler, in the game he died from that. He was killed. So I guess it wasn't extreme enough, he will attack the exact same way. I know it's confusing. This is a good manga, but it does rush a lot of elements of the story. It is very egregious. So anyway, after that. Anyway, Luis's two henchmen introduce themselves as Fidelio and Basilio. They're basically, if they want to talk to Luis, they'll be going through them. I suppose we'll play a important role in the story later. A sad story, I just hope they don't butcher it. Next chapter comes out on the 18th. Time recording. So I'm kind of a few weeks late on this. So I do not know. No, Ultra Jump. I think Ultra Jump released the issue 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Actually. I was only a couple of days away from JoJo Part 7 coming out. So. So most likely be released weekly, hopefully. I'm looking forward to seeing the adaptation and seeing how each arc introduces each stand. But anyway. In the next round of competitions now, basically, they'll be grabbing basically, this is announced by Juna, saying they'll be grabbing a divine relic. And while one of the players, who's a Mastari, finds outrageous and forfeits from the tournament. With Izme commenting how these ancient weapons, divine weapons, are sacred, Mastari. So for Sanctifix for them too, because they're not part of Santa's church, and those relics are sacred. So part of grab them, just like that. So again, I have to figure a way to grab a divine relic in the next few days before getting to the next finishing line. Anyway, check to see how the prince is doing, and he's doing fine. Bringing divine relic. I will explain what divine relics are to Gallica. It's the ancient weapons that, before it exists of igniters, tame magic, but uncontrollable. But someone cuts in saying that's all but bullshit made up by the church. Turns out the place came from Juna. Basically, the divine relics are more powerful. But the thing about Ignite is just a lie by the church, as I said. Just to use igniters more because it's connected to them. So yeah, basically Juna had quite a feeling about the prince. And we get a scene she does in the game, pressing Will against the wall. But that comes in a different scene. You know? But she reveals that was just an act, as she's not going to tell Louise anything. That she despises him. She actually reveals she's actually an agent as well. They didn't tell him of the identity. She just had to look for a fairy. And she hadn't heard Gallica's name their previous interaction. And she wouldn't have found out. So yeah. Also, she wants to help to grab to protect the Mastari, stop Louise from grabbing this divine weapon. The Mastari's of course again agree. Now, as you know, if you played the game, Juna awakens into her archetype, whereas during the arc that was skipped. So that has to be really concerned of how they introduced her power. Like, again, reflects her. The awakenings of the archetypes reflect the characters. And then starting to overcome challenges to awaken the power. The characters stand up for themselves, to do what's right. But it makes me feel like they're going to do the Hulkenberg Stroll situation and rush it. That has me really, really concerned as someone who's played the entire game. Like, I just got also might come to the effect of another character too was introduced in this story arc because early Island. But anyway, after that, going find out that the islands of the story don't have any boats going to it. This is very isolated. And Juna always went on ahead because with Louise. As the news comes in, it's just a day should go over the sea. As basically, he makes some kinks. As the chapter ends on a cliffhanger with Bedello commented on that shouldn't be there. It's a Squid Monster. We're just interested. That is a boss battle. That's a bite in the game. So I'm curious to know how that. So most likely, that's an interesting change. Most likely, we gotta go find them and help them out. But basically, ends so yeah. Anyway, the chat ends on a cliffhanger. Good. That's a good chapter, I guess. Not too pleased they skipped an entire arc. And number one skipping arcs, so they can find a way to actually satisfy getting the character's powers, and not making it feel rushed. Like I said, if you want to cut stuff, you gotta make sure the characters actually aren't affected by it. So, yeah, I do like the manga, but they did well in House Made Great with Awakenings. But Strong Oaken books weren't great, they were rushed. Now it's something concerned for Juna and another character who we'll get to in the next arc when we get there. So I'm really concerned now. Most likely it was a chapter count announcement, how many chapters it's gonna run for. I think it could benefit from running much longer to that type of story. That way you won't have to rush things. I'm just guessing. So let's just hope this arc doesn't disappoint me in terms of the story. But yeah, here's what they can do. Glodell now, who survived. Like I said, the original story version of the arc, which got skipped in here, he died from the king's magic. Mostly because he's already been taking some damage from us during the battle. Hence why he was killed pretty easy with the attack. It's just a guess. Yeah, kids know what they're going to be doing with him now since he survived. But thank you guys for watching. Enjoy my content. Please don't up and want to see more. Subscribe channel and notification bell. Always good job. And I'll see you guys next time for more videos. Super jump out.